Bienvenidos. Welcome. Welcome. We have so much to celebrate today. I am the Rev.Katie Romano Griffin. I serve this congregation as your assistant minister, and I want to welcome you to Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church, a liberal religious community where love works, where we gather to explore the eternal, to nurture community, and to build a more just world, where we dare to embody beloved community.
Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are from, whatever your beliefs, your life circumstance, or your immigration status, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here.
That's right. And a special welcome to those joining our service online, whether in the moment or catching up with us later. We are so glad to have you with us. And we are also glad to have with us the 22 new members joining our congregation today. That's right. Welcome. And also welcome to Peter Mayer, who's with us today.
If you are new to Cedar Lane, we have a small gift for you. Please raise your hand and keep it raised if you're comfortable doing so, and our ushers will find you. All are invited to stay after the service to enjoy coffee and a conversation. If visitors choose to use a yellow mug, our members and friends will be sure to greet you. Remember, at Cedar Lane, yellow means hello.
Good morning. Take a breath and share these words of invocation. We pause this morning from the chaos of the world to reclaim the beauty within these walls, a beauty that carries us through our week. We lift this community onto our shoulders this morning, and we do so with pride and grace-filled expectations for our children and our children's children.
That's right.
When trees are turning, chimney smoke is curling, fallen leaves are swirling, I'll be coming home. When geese are wending, apple branches bending, when the summer's ending, I'll be coming home. When autumn's first frost glistens on the corn stalks, bales of hay and sweet squash, I'll be coming home. And hill and meadow are crimson, rust and yellow, and the fruits of August mellow, I'll be coming home. And rest will greet me, love will receive me, joy like a deep red wine fill my heart. I have been trotting the furrowed fields of summer, footsteps heavy under the seeds I've come to sow. When some have sprouted and I have hoped and doubted, and every bushel's counted, I'll be coming home. And rest will greet me, love will receive me, joy like a deep red wine fill my heart. And rest will greet me, love will receive me, joy like a deep red wine fill my heart. Nights will be cold then, foxes in their holes then, skies awaiting snow when I'll be coming home. When hearths are burning, tables set with sterling, I will be returning.
As Kathy Bryant and the auction team kindle the chalice, please rise in body or in spirit to share the unison words printed in your order of celebration.
Welcome.
We kindle the chalice, symbol of freedom, sacrifice, and community. We remember those who have gone before us, who spoke against tyranny and oppression, and led the way in promoting justice, equality, and peace. We dedicate ourselves to be parts of that stream of light, awakening light within ourselves, and working for peace and justice in our world.
Well, I would like to invite you all to sing on this song. There are two places in the song that that have parts for you, and the choir will lead you all. At the end of every verse, or excuse me, every line in the verse is the phrase, "Where is the light?" That's the name of the song. Where is the light? So at the end of every line that I sing, I'd ask you to sing that, and I'll teach it to you here. So the lines go like this. I sing, when it's late December, dark and cold, you sing, where is the light? When old man year is bending low, where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon, where is the light? And the chorus goes like this, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Let's try that. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. And the last part of the song, the very end, I would invite us all to sing 3 times through this little light of mine. And at that time, I'd ask that we all stand up as you are able, and that you put your hands together, you clap on the beats 2 and 4. Very important. Very important. Beats 2 and 4. So that sounds like this. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. That's it. This little light of mine. That's it. That's it. And I would also invite you to all channel, even if perhaps you are not a Southern Baptist, channel the Southern Baptist within you when we sing that. Okay. Okay, here we go. When it's a late December, dark and cold, where is the light? When old man here is a bending low, where is the light? When the sun runs off the bed too soon, where is the light? And it's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? Can you hear me? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside. When it's dark each morning, when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are frying. Where is the light? And it's dark when off to work I go. Where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home. Where is the light? Can you hear me now? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside. It's in my skin, in my bones, in my heart, in my soul. The light of life so bright and golden, like a summer day. When the sun goes missing in the sky, it is rising in my eyes, chasing all that winter gloom away. Oh, I'm burning bright like kerosene. Where is the light? I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. Where is the light? I'm dancing like a candle flame. Where is the light? And I'm flaming like a fruit flambe. Where is the light? Can you hear me? Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside. One more time. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. 2 or 3 of them. It's the light of mine. 2 or 4.
Y'all, this is church. We come together today with so much to celebrate, and know that as we welcome new members into our community, this is also an opportunity for all of us to recommit to the membership, because as new members come in, we reconstitute the whole and we become something new. Here to guide us in this process is our membership coordinator, Roger Santo Domingo.
Thank you, Katie. Good morning.
This is a beautiful day, yeah? And beautiful not only because the sun, but because we have 22 new members to celebrate today. And some of them came earlier at 9, and most of them are here today. I'm going to name them. Please, if you hear your name, come forward and join us here in the front. Is Jamie and Risa Arbolino, Usha Sharia, Joel Diamond, Susie Diamond, Alex Posner, Joanne Jersey, Joanne Tice, and Peter Tice, Anne-Marie Cushin, Erin Adriansen, Isako Sato McQueen, Vina Kotler, Honshui Song, Omer Duru and Maya Duru.
Hi, Vina.
And the little one is here? I don't know. Right. Pars Kendrick is in our choir. And Michelle too, Michelle Alexander. And 4 others that also signed today is, hold on, is Mamuhao Chweri. Are you already called Usha, right? Okay, yeah.
Welcome, Mamau.
Welcome, Mamuhao. Andrea Patterson and Jeanette Goldberg, who signed also this morning. Okay, if I haven't... I know also Uru, I'm sorry.
Raj. Welcome, Raj.
Rahu Singh. Sorry, I didn't mention you. Well, welcome here. There is a place for you here. And also now I'm going to invite one of my of the members of the new membership, the membership ministry team, Vicki, Strella, to read some words for you.
Thank you, Roger. I'm Vicki Strella. I'm a member of the membership ministry team, and we're here to support Roger and the ministers as they greet and orient the people who become members of our church. As they go through the orientation process to Cedar Lane, we ask them to answer 3 questions. Now, I may have missed some of you because this is the biggest group I've ever seen up here, but many of you did get back to me with your responses to questions, and I thread those responses into a tapestry reading that gives us a collective sense of who you are, what inspires you, and why you've chosen to join this beloved community. So here goes. I'm honored to share these words. We ask you, what is your guiding mantra and where is it drawn from? Peace and calm. This mantra is rooted in my spirit and is my expression of living life gently with warmth and love. How can I help others? Drawn from my parents who devoted themselves to medicine in country hospitals and with the homeless. Balance in all things. Do good and be good. Walk in others' shoes. Drawn from my mother. Compassion, understanding, and tolerance. Drawn from both of our upbringings. Stay curious and question beliefs with critical thinking. I'm obligated to my family and others to try to be the best person I can be. My all-time philosophy is from my dad, who always tells me, better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. For everything you've lost, you've gained something else. Appreciate what you have today. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And this quote from Mom, it could be worse. We ask, where do you find the sacred? All around us. When we open our minds and hearts, we receive insights to see the sacred in all moments. In nature, its complexity, its resilience and innocence, in its forests and the animals that dwell there. Other places where we find the sacred include meditation and family times. At times, it's found in a shared group feeling, whether at a concert, in a congregation, or at a meeting. In listening to classical music and the Grateful Dead. The sacred is found in our hearts, thoughts of our loved ones, and places that inspire us. And then we ask, what most inspires you about joining Cedar Lane? Teaching our children to be open and accepting of others, nurturing their growth among people who value the dignity of all and are thoughtful about how their actions affect others. Its absence of dogma and the embrace of curiosity. I'm excited by its mission and by all the people who are drawn to it. Cedar Lane has become my spiritual home. It feels like the right time to belong to a community where love works. I am excited to be in the choir and to meet new friends and to participate in family activities. And I am excited to have a refuge from all of the world's craziness where I can feel safe, yet also not ignore difficult issues. Welcome all. You have come at the right time to the right place.
The Reverend Dr. John Wolfe said it best when he stated, people choose to become Unitarian Universalist congregational members because it's a place where children can learn that religion is for joy, comfort, gratitude, and love. It is a place where walls between peoples are torn down rather than built up. It is more concerned with human beings than dogma. It searches for the holy rather than dwelling upon the depraved. It calls no one a sinner, yet knows how deep the struggle in each person's heart is and how great the hunger is for what is good. It calls us to worship what is truly worthy of our sacrifice. Wolfe continues, there's only one reason for joining a UU congregation: to support it. If you feel this way and have not yet become a member, I invite you to come forward now and sign the book. And then you may join our other new members on the stage. We had one new member join this morning who hadn't yet had the opportunity.
So to be sure, everybody have signed the book already? If not, you have time to do it. So I'm going to read the new member affirmation, and you could please repeat with me. As new members, we accept the responsibilities and freedoms associated with membership in a Unitarian Universalist congregation. To pledge to support this religious community without time, gift and substance, and to join the members of Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church in a common quest for religious and spiritual understanding. And for the common purpose of leading reverent and compassionate life. Thank you.
The congregation would please rise in body and spirit. Join me in reading our congregational affirmation as found in your order of service. We bid you welcome as you come with anticipation and joy. We hope that you will find here room to grow and flourish in mind, body, and spirit. We accept you into our community as companions in the spiritual journey. We pledge to rejoice with you in times of happiness, to grieve with you in times of sorrow, and to share with you all the blessings of our free faith. Thank you.
As we move from being single units to one community made stronger by our newest members, let us read together the unison words printed in our order of celebration. Be ours a religion, which like sunshine goes everywhere, its temple all space, its shrine the good heart, its creed all truth, its ritual works of love, its profession of faith, divine living. You may be seated as we join together in song. Welcome, new members. Welcome.
Ceiling is high to let your soul ride up to the angels, teach you to fly. And when you're weary, cloud helps you back down and welcomes you home to this hallowed ground, gilded in gold, gilded in rust, heaven below, heaven above. Here in this world, here in our home, Church of the Earth, Church of the Earth. Windows are wide to darkness and light. Mystery and beauty meet you inside. There's room enough to hold all of us who gather in friendship, gathering love, gilded in gold, gilded in rust, heaven below, heaven above, heaven we know, here in this world, here in our home, Church of the Earth. Church of life, ancient and young, life that is to shine, life that we share. This is our prayer, that we in this sunlight. This heartbeat, oh, still letting go, still letting rise, heaven below, heaven above, heaven we know, here in this world, here in our holy church of the earth. Still it in gold, still it in rust, heaven below, heaven above, heaven we know, here in this world, here in our home, church of the earth, the heaven we know, here in this world, here in our home, church of the earth, church of the
We have come to the time in our service when we lift up the community's joys and sorrows, and I am very aware of how much joy is in the room this morning between our many new members and our really amazing musicians. Thank you for the gifts that you all bring. We gather in this sacred space of community to find strength, the spiritual, emotional, and even physical strength to face the many challenges of our lives. In this time of reflection, we lift up those in our community who are living through significant passages, the small and extraordinary milestones of life. In this time of caring, we pause to be present to our spiritual companions and to the concerns of our own hearts. May all who gather here be held in the embrace of this community of care. We hold in our hearts Emily Holden-Reed, her husband Ellis, and their family. Emily is responding well to treatment. We celebrate the news that Lynn Peters and Phil Schwartz have returned from Spain, where Phil recovered well from hip surgery. Welcome back. We hold in our hearts Diane Wallenmeyer as she moves through this time of loss. The memorial for Bill Wallenmeyer will be held November 5th here at Cedar Lane. We hold in our hearts, too, all those whose lives are lost and whose loved ones' lives are lost. We hold in our hearts those whose lives are impacted by violence and natural disasters. We lift up this morning in particular those suffering and those providing care in Mexico City, in Puerto Rico, in all the areas around the world affected by hurricanes, storms, and earthquakes. We turn our thoughts this morning to those living under the threat of terrorism and those recovering from its violence. And we pray that all who seek refuge will find it. And as a sanctuary church, we pledge ourselves once again to doing all that we can to make that so. May these friends of ours, our companions in the world, and all that lives unspoken in our hearts be held in the embrace of prayer and in the peace that the stillness of silence brings. As we enter that silence, I invite those who are grieving the loss of a loved one or commemorating the anniversary of a loss to rise in body and or in spirit. Let us enter the silence together. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Ron Uten. I'm going to tell you a short story. A few Sundays ago, a stranger approached me in the lobby. He had dropped in to check out Cedar Lane, and he had liked the service. Then he said, "I really want to work on social justice issues. Is this a good place to be a volunteer?" Wow. My answer was an instant yes. Then came the follow-up. Why? What's it like to be a volunteer in this church? I didn't see that coming. I've had some time to reflect on that question, though, and this is what I could have said. Look, there's really a lot of stuff going on here. Lots of projects, lots of speaking in code. It can be pretty dazzling. It's like a carousel that never slows down around here. To find your good horse, you'll have to grab a pole and jump aboard and just ride along for a while. Another thing, you will find that volunteering on something, pretty much anything, is a good way to break in, to make connections, find some new friends. I think all of us who stick it out here have found a community where we are at home. A little more about this community. This congregation is remarkable. It is full of people who are knowledgeable and competent in many things. If you are a person who likes to meet interesting people, this is your place. If you like to meet people with real spiritual depth, they are here. Worry and strife are here as well. For me, some of that comes from trying to bring new things into an old life. How to balance new diversions with the need to keep attention on other things that really matter. Things like family and travel and reading good books and talking with children. And here's another balance some of us struggle with, the balance between frustration and fulfillment. Our social justice work here is such that we constantly confront bad things we cannot defeat. We show up in Charlottesville, we do our thing. Racism survives its encounter with us just fine. We show up with food today, hunger returns tomorrow. We do an interfaith project, and somebody somewhere bombs a mosque. We help repair a hurricane-damaged house in a place where there are too many to count. Then comes Harvey and Irma. There are victories, of course, discernible ones, progress that is countable. We celebrate those. But oh my, the challenge seems so big, so very big. Sometimes we ask, do we matter? Can we not do this better? Are we making any real difference? Personally, I struggle to find the worth of it sometimes. But remember what I said earlier about friends and community? Well, when we are doing this volunteer stuff, we are among friends. Friends stand with us. Community embraces us and lifts us up. Community nourishes our spirit. And the ministry team has our back always. And we have great music. And there are lots and lots of us. I say to myself, surely this is what strength looks like. Surely we are powerful. What we do does matter. It is meaningful. It must be done. And so we will do it. And we do. And so, my brother, you asked me what it's like to be a volunteer in this church, and I've tried to answer. Maybe others would have answered you differently. But I know we would agree on this. We are working pretty damn hard here, and we really could use your help. I'm going to close this with my favorite moment from the Women's March last January. In that vast crowd, a woman held up a sign that read, "I am baffled and afraid, but I am here, and I brought friends." Thank you.
Hello, I'm Laurie Richardson, and currently I'm on the membership ministry team, but I also want to talk about volunteering at Cedar Lane. Maybe some of you had heard the saying that Unitarians are actually agnostics with children. Although I've met many people here without children, and they're here, and I think part of my reason had to do with that. Having a child at age, my first and only child at age 42, my joy at this event and a sense of almost disbelief made me really want to join a religious community to sort of share this spiritual journey of parenthood, but also finding my own way as an older mother in a world who had already worked in a career for many years. When I first started attending Cedar Lane in 1991, I felt, as maybe some of you new members feel, I'd won the lottery. Here in one place, I could hear a moving and very intelligent sermon. I could listen to beautiful music, and wasn't the choir glorious today? I could be inspired and spiritually uplifted by the wonderful ministers that we have, as well as lay people alike, who had a strong passion for social justice and the needs of others, including the members of this congregation. It seemed to me the perfect place to land for this parent, this social worker, and this former Peace Corps volunteer looking for a spiritual home for myself. However, the point at which I truly realized how important Cedar Lane was to me was when I learned about the religious education program, which our daughter attended from age 2 through part of high school. I was blown away by the teachers' commitment, by the rich, diverse, and thoughtful curricula offered the children, and the RE minister and the parents who seemed to share my excitement over parenting, as well as all the programs at Cedar Lane. With tremendous appreciation for this program and not a little fear, my husband and I agreed to teach the 8th grade sexuality class, something we did humbly and joyfully for about 14 years. As a social worker, I had worked with sexual abuse victims, and I was so struck by how many of them feared sex, were very uncomfortable in their own bodies, and had terrible thoughts about relationships. And here was a curriculum for Cedar Laners, beautiful children, that taught them to deal with all of those areas. I was aware that teaching the class made me a better social worker, a better instructor, a better parent, and I hope a better wife. My husband and I learned a lot that was reassuring about 12 and 13-year-olds, and as well as from their very supportive and interesting parents. It also provided some of the most moving times for us, such as when we took the kids to the AIDS quilt on the DC Mall. Our former jumping beans all of a sudden were silenced with the solemnity of the place, and talked about it many times after that in class. I was also moved by when one year a group of the kids decided to adopt one of their fellow classmates who could not attend that year because she was dealing with cancer and had many treatments that required her to be either in the hospital or at home. So each week they signed a card for her to cheer her up, and they sent her a little note about what we had talked about. Not too much about what we had talked about, but some. And some jokes and some thoughts. At Christmas time, they brought in ornaments for a little tree for her, and I was very touched that this age group would be so thoughtful to be that caring of a classmate, and it heartened me in terms of raising my own child at that point. It really felt like a spiritual experience to teach RE at this church. And since then, I've had many spiritual moments, but I really can say that was the trigger that made me realize how important Cedar Lane was in my life. I met many parents who became friends of my husband and myself, and to this day, some of our closest friends are from that group of parents. When realizing we had become the age of many of the grandparents of the kids in the class, we decided to retire from the OWL class, but I turned my grandma wannabe role to the babies and toddlers class, where I still land on second service many weeks. I'm still waiting for that grandchild, but since I had my first at 42 and my daughter is only 28, I think I have a long time to wait if she follows my role. I hope I'm alive then. My commitment to Cedar Lane has not ended with RE. With increased appreciation for all I had gotten from the church, I became involved over the years with many different aspects of Cedar Lane, many activities, including serving on the board, being involved with a lot of the adult programs, including meditation, which I still attend every week here, marching with other Cedar Laners in some of the large marches on the mall, most recently the Science March, and serving on several teams or committees throughout my years here since 1991. My involvement with teaching RE was just only the beginning of my engagement and my involvement with Cedar Lane. And I hope I've been able to give back some of the appreciation that I feel for all I have gotten from this marvelous religious community. So thank you to ministers and to all of you who've enriched my life. And I hope to see you newcomers get as much involved and enjoy yourself as much as I have. Thank you.
So today we've been celebrating new members. We've been celebrating members who have given so generously of their time and their talents. We've heard ways that they have been affected by the work they do. And it is said that while you can count, anyone can count the number of seeds in an apple, no one can count the number of apples that can spring from a single seed. The work and the missions of this congregation causes us to go out into the world and to plant seeds. So now I invite you at this time of receiving to give defiantly, as the Reverend Dr. William Schultz calls us to do, to give defiantly because we are supported by the gifts of members. Our missions come from this congregation. We do not need any monies from any outside governmental organizations. So when you give, you are declaring our independence. Be defiant. Today's offering will now be received.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, barely wet my fingertips, and now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Today's offering has been received. May we always remember to be grateful for all that we have and grateful for all that is shared.
Hi, my name is Moyo Myers, and I serve on the social justice ministry team. And I apologize, I have a cold. In a workshop soon after his arrival at Cedar Lane, Reverend Abi asked participants whether community, the presence of an intentional group working together, is a necessary part of living one's UU faith. This resonated strongly with me. I am very much an introvert. Without consistent effort to remain engaged, I withdraw. I tackle challenges by drawing strength and strategy from myself. I see the limitations of doing things this way, but it is a struggle to balance my pull towards solitude with that most fundamentally human and sacred state, deep connection with others. By taking responsibility for my relationships with other living beings, I grow spiritually, intellectually, morally. Through my interactions with structures of power, with people like me and unlike me, I come to understand and practice the path to justice. Cedar Lane is my intentional community working together. The relationships I've formed through participating in social justice events, my Soul Matters group, and the social justice ministry team draw me into the work, encourage exploration, challenge me to do better. I feel a responsibility to bring honesty, love, and persistence to my work because I experience that same dedication from others here. Making a volunteer commitment to Cedar Lane has helped to transform my social justice work from an interest to a practice. It is something I do for me and for others, persistently and imperfectly, with doubt and enthusiasm. Working with others keeps me at it even when I don't know the next step. When I might retreat into comfortable solitude, my commitment to this congregation encourages me to trust and leap. In praxis, in the physical doing, in the enacting and the movement, separate from and sometimes ahead of understanding the theory and reason, this is where my spiritual growth happens. This summer, I trusted and leapt. I answered a call from organizers of color in Charlottesville to help protect vulnerable communities there from violent white supremacists. My experiences shook my confidence in my moral structure and in my view of our shared social framework. When I returned, I felt emotionally and spiritually adrift. A friend asked if I had a spiritual practice on which I could rely, and I was frustrated to realize that social justice work is my spiritual practice and that my confusion was keeping me from truly engaging in it. Without me even realizing it, Cedar Lane drew me back into conversation with myself and with the larger world. As I prepared for the new church year and reconnected with clergy and fellow volunteers, the simple practices of a community engaged together towards justice, small connections and plans, daily actions and focus have helped me to integrate my experiences and start the learning process about them. I'm enriched by both the challenges I'm inspired by my community to take on and by the support I receive from that community. And I'm incredibly thankful that I have the opportunity to be part of that community for others here at Cedar Lane as well.
Spiritual teacher and peace activist Shri M. was with us last weekend, and he shared a story that I'll paraphrase for you about a young monk who goes to a cave and meditates 12 hours a day for 12 years. At the end of his 12 years, he goes to his master, his teacher, and declares that he has conquered anger. His teacher reminds him that all that he's really conquered is his anger with the cave. A moral of this story is that to truly affect change within ourselves, we must not only do our own work in the cave and through meditation, but we must also do work with our communities. Our spirituality is tested by our work with each other and with the world. As the Reverend Nancy MacDonald Ladd said, we are like sandpaper to each other. When we stay in conversation, we work on each other's rough edges. Reverend Rob Eller Isaac has a model for growth that features working within, working among, and working beyond. Within work is our prayer, meditation, yoga, and mindfulness. Sometimes it is attending support groups, and we have all of those things available here at Cedar Lane to help you do that within work. We even have online meditations now on our YouTube channel to help you so you can take it home during the week. When we gather congregationally, we come and embrace our differences face to face. We get to be stirred by sermons that do, as Finley Peter Dunn once charged newspapers to do, and that is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Our work that we do beyond is our social justice work. It's also our everyday living and our everyday interactions. Friends, we need to be challenged. We need our edges worked in all of these areas in order to live fully. Otherwise, we're just meditating in a cave, thinking we've conquered anger. I have a note of caution for all of us to remember. Sometimes we try to make our spiritual communities into caves. We want so much to belong, to keep that feeling we get when we first come through these doors, that sometimes we try to make newcomers exactly like us. Instead of embracing our diversity, celebrating new ideas and the challenges that come with being a diverse community. Here are some other examples. For instance, we're not all like-minded. We might be liberal theologically, but we are not all liberal politically. Some of us want clapping in services. Others want quiet. But the differences in who we are in relation to our community, they can be really uncomfortable at times. But there's space for all of us here. We don't need to stop change for that to be true. In fact, when we lean in, that's where the good stuff happens. When we acknowledge the discomfort and the actual source of the discomfort, which is change, all kinds of opportunities abound. But I'd like to create a little safety in this process, so please repeat after me. There's always a place for me here. There's always a place for me here. Let's try that again. There's always a place for me here. Part of our work is to be with each other as we navigate these tensions, to stay with each other even when we might want to leave the conversation, the building, the community. We're getting ready to head into actualizing parts of our bold Vision 2020 project. And we're starting to experience some of these tensions. Take a breath and repeat, there's always a place for me here. There's always a place for me here. I hope you remember this mantra as we move through these next few years of becoming the change that we truly wish to see in the world. And I guarantee that each and every one of you is necessary for this work in order for it to come to fruition. And I hope that all of you, including our new members, are going to the many focus groups that are happening throughout the week at various times. Because there is always a place for you here. And we need your voice as part of the conversation. We need the result of what rises up from our conversations to realize, beloved community, there is always a place for you here. We need to stay, to be in conversation. We need to do it again and again, or else we're just managing our anger in the cave, and our vision will fall as flat as those earthen walls. This congregation needs you to be fully alive. Please repeat after me. There's always a place for me here. There's always a place for me here. That's right. Shame researcher Brene Brown calls people who live fully wholehearted people. Some of the traits of these wholehearted people include that they lean into tensions and they lean into change. Your ministry team, your leadership, and all those gathered beside you today and online are here to help you live fully, to embrace the change within your heart, your home, these walls, and beyond these walls. Your work is to stay engaged so that change is possible. Let us lean in together. Amen, and blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 1064 in the Teal hymnal. What a joy it is to be able to sing this song with Peter Mayer.
Below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can sing. I've been sailing all night now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat. Sun, my sail, moon, my rudder, as I fly a starry sea, leaning over the edge of the wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we can fill my soul, making our way by light of the heaven in our beautiful blue abode. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, breathe the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. Wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my beautiful home.
A living tradition is not bequeathed through some law of inheritance. It must be earned with dust and heat and humbling grace. Go forth to resist and serve after we celebrate in one final song with Peter, Everybody In. You may be seated.
First, just a little bit of tuning. Okay. Good enough for folk music, I guess. Okay, so this song is called Everybody In, and I'd like to invite you to sing on the choruses of the song, and that goes like this. It goes, everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Let's try that together. Let everybody in, everybody in, Everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. That's all you have to know. Here we go. Jesus spoke, entreating them to live together in a great circle of love. When his followers asked him then who should be included, Jesus said, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in. Circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in. Circle, circle. Oligarchs, tyrants try to keep some in and everyone else outside, till revolution sweeps across the land and the people all stand. Common folk cry, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in. Circle, circle, everybody, 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 circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a class or creed. Sometimes a circle is made of only men. Till Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in. Let everybody, everybody in, everybody in. Circle, circle, everybody, everybody. Everybody in the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a privileged thing, excluding people for the color of their skin. Till Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in, let it. Everybody into the circles. Everybody, everybody, circle, circle, gay and straight, rich and poor, whole and broken, open up that door. The more we are, the greater we become. After all, we all are one, bringing the people, but don't stop there. Bringing the fish in the sea, birds in the air, bringing the rivers wide and the mountains tall. We go together or not at all. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody into the circle, circle. Everybody, everybody, everybody in. Circle, circle, everybody, 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 circle, circle. Thanks, Chris. That was a pleasure.